right, everybody, welcome to One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, and thank you guys for joining us tonight. It's July 21st, and we've got a great program. I'm excited for this interview because I just really respect what this young man is doing. And as a matter of fact, he is the cover article for Sports Soccer Magazine in July for our patriotic issue. And Cole Ortbals, you're going to get to hear from him tonight and all the different things that he did while he was in high school as a kid, different things that are covered in his article. But we're also going to talk about his future in serving our country. So excited to talk about that. And again, just thankful for young men and women that are willing to put in the time and to serve our country and to defend our freedom. I just really appreciate that. And I know you guys will as well. So with that, let's go ahead and bring Cole on into the program and see what he's up to. Hey, Cole, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Thanks for taking out your time tonight and joining us.
Yeah, it's something different. I'm excited to be here and talk.
Yeah. Well, I know your time's valuable. You got some different things going on, but we'll just go through some different things. Talk about your article. What did you think about your article in the magazine, and what did that mean to you?
I really liked the article a lot, and it wasn't anything like what I was expecting. I actually didn't really know what to expect, but it's really cool to see me in uh in the article, and just a lot of my family and friends didn't know half the stuff that was in the article, whether it was my academics or like what I'm doing, and I got a lot of text messages that were people reaching out, and they're like, some of them like they brought a tear to my eye, and I was like, it's really just cool to hear that from all these my friends and family.
Yeah, that's awesome. We took a little bit of time doing the your photo shoot, and um, Katie really was trying to look for some of those good shots because we had determined early on that we were going to use you for the cover for this issue since you're going into military service, and um, for 10 years now, we've been doing a patriotic issue in July. And like I told you before we started the program, one of my favorite um, covers was your particular cover, just with all the colors popping and stuff like that. It was really cool.
hmm Yeah, the that experience of like getting my picture taken, I normally feel pretty awkward, like getting my picture taken and then like posing like I'm a model. And but I'm glad to see they came out looking good, and yeah, I really like the cover photo with the
Yeah.
flags in the back and everything.
Well, Katie worked with you, and you did a great job just kind of following along the lines of, like you said, posing, things like that. It's kind of good, though, being natural with baseball poses and stuff. I mean, it's a little bit
hmm
easier doing that than maybe something else, but you did a great job. So
hmm
I think the difficulty was when you had to have somebody like me over there trying to retrieve the ball or throw the ball back to you. I was having a hard time getting it over to you.
Yeah, I remember we we did a like fake throw to first, and
Yeah.
you had to. I'm a little wild, so you had
Well,
to
no,
like run
you're
all the way back
good.
and forth.
I had not thrown a ball in so long. I thought, oh, that's pathetic. So you talked about your friends and family and what they thought about the magazine. Did you end up signing any autographs for anybody?
No, but people kept asking me as a joke. My recruiter, he sent me a picture of the magazine. He's like, "Can I have an autograph?"
There you go.
So,
You
but
need to go ahead
I
and do
haven't
that
seen
and
him
get
yet, so
one.
he might ask for one. Yeah,
Yeah,
he might ask for one next time I see him.
very good. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got started with baseball and why you love that sport so much?
Um, well, I guess I just kind of got put into it as a kid, but then it's kind of like one of those things like some kids like dinosaurs or tractors or whatever. Baseball was kind of my thing. And watching the Cardinals growing up too, and it was really awesome watching them. I remember like the earliest of my memories of the Cardinals was the 2013 World Series, which is not a very good one, I guess, because they lost. But yeah, I used to be the kid that could like recite each player's stats. Like I could tell you how many home runs Matt Carpenter had, And my dad would always like brag to his friends and like tell them to ask me. And
That's great. Um, you know, I was fortunate enough to have on this program one time. I can't remember how long ago it's been, but I was able to have Ozzie Smith on the program, and he was kind of like when I was a kid playing baseball. I wanted to be like the Wizard of Oz. He was amazing. So that was a
hmm
lot of fun for me to be able to interview him. Um, so, you know, you kind of started developing that love. What were some of the things that you can remember going through? Maybe different positions you were trying out. When did you know you liked a certain position, and just kind of how did that go?
Well, I think I've played every position on on the diamond in my career now. I think I originally started out as a shortstop. Just started there, and I played it all my life. And then got a little older, and I started playing a little travel ball. And then I'd get put in the outfield. Uh, I caught a lot from like fifth to eighth grade, and then freshman sophomore year, and then I was mainly a shortstop again. And then they shifted me over to third my junior year, and I they said I was like I guess I had a good reaction to the hot corner, but and I really like third a lot because at short you can get like these long hops or the ball seems like it's taking forever to get to you. And so you have that little time where you're like down on the ground trying to field it and then it could do any number of things.
Yeah,
But like at third it's even if you make a mistake at third, nobody like blames you like, oh, there's no way you could even got that. But like
yeah,
in your head you're like, I should have had that.
yeah,
So yeah, I even like in some summer ball games I like, coach, can I play first? And like I just go play first. So yeah, I've been everywhere, but third's definitely it was definitely my favorite.
yeah. Well, like you said, the hot corner. I mean, usually when the ball's coming at you at third base, it's usually a rocket.
hmm They
Yeah,
can be. Sometimes they're the little duck farts or the choppers.
Y-
Those are my
yeah.
favorite, actually, 'cause you're on the run. It was kind of a running joke with the team that I couldn't make a routine throw, and
Uh-huh.
I could only make throws on the run.
Uh-huh.
And so, like when I would set my feet, they'd be like, "What are you doing? Just keep running and throw it."
That's good. That's good. Um, you mentioned a little bit about summer ball and stuff. Why don't you talk a little bit about that, and then how long did you do that, and what were some of the different teams you played for?
Well, in like fifth grade, or I guess in like youth and t-ball and coach pitch, I played for the Bats with a couple of my friends. But then I moved on to the JC Arsenal, and then my high school head coach was actually my coach then, Mike D'Amelia, and so I've had him since fifth grade to eighth grade, and then eighth grade he wasn't allowed to be my coach because something with Mission not letting him coach me, having me next year as a freshman. So then I played with Arsenal, and then when I wasn't playing with them, I would go play like substitute for other teams. I played with the Columbia Prodigy, the Wanted Warhawks, and then the Legion team post five. So really just trying I was trying to play a lot of ball as much as I could when I could. And then I
Hmm.
even played for the school in the summer.
Okay. Uh, this is just an off the cuff question. What what was probably the most games that you ever played in a season?
Probably with Blair Oaks on varsity last year, and this year we would play 36 regular season games, and then we'd play as much as we
Mm,
could in the postseason. So last year we ended up playing 42 games, and
yeah.
it kind of like a lot of my second semester junior year, I don't really remember much of the school year because I
Hmm.
was playing so much baseball. So I'm not saying that's like a bad thing. I loved baseball. That
Oh
was the
yeah,
funnest year of my playing career, but
yeah. You're like me. I wanted
definitely
to.
junior year.
Yeah, I wanted to play as much as we could possibly play, and I know I absolutely get that. Why don't you talk a little bit about your high school career and what were some of the highlights for that?
Well, freshman, sophomore year, you kind of go through not the motions, but you're a freshman, you're a sophomore, you're playing freshman. We had a freshman team at Blair Oaks, and then you're playing JV. And then junior year, I started out on JV again, and then eventually made my way on the varsity roster. Didn't really start that much, but I'd go in if we were up a lot or if it was just a rest day for the starter. And then that's the year we won state that year, which was I can't even describe like the feeling of that whole trip down there. Just like the whole team coming together for like 4 games in the playoffs, and it was really special.
Yeah, that's that's pretty it's pretty amazing. And so, was there a little bit of pressure the following year trying to try to follow that up?
I feel like honestly every year there's pressure to win a state championship at Blair Oaks,
Uh-huh.
no matter what sport you're in. Like even the well, I guess not the soccer team. The girls' soccer team's pretty new, but I feel like they had a little bit of pressure on them. But yeah, but I feel like it's that way with any sport at Blair Oaks. Just like there's such a legacy there,
Yeah,
and like especially with football, football kind of really put us on the map. But even with baseball, they won
yeah.
once in 2019 and then went back in like 2021. So
Hmm.
no, I don't think there was any added pressure. I think we were pretty confident we could do it, but
Hmm.
I mean, in the end, it didn't end up happening. But that's baseball.
Yeah. You were talking about, all the success in the different sports, and when I dropped off the magazines at the school, they're doing all the summer stuff, reorganizing, cleaning, whatever the stuff is they're doing, and they had all of the trophies were out of the case and on
Hmm.
tables lined up all the way down the hallway. I thought, wow, that's it looks different out on the tables compared to being inside the trophy
Yeah,
case. So,
and that's not
uh,
even all the district trophies that hang up on
yeah,
the wall in the old high
it,
school.
yeah, isn't that amazing? That's
Hmm.
awesome.
It's
Uh,
special.
Speaking of special and awesome, why don't you tell us about, some of the different career accolades that you had, in awards like all conference, all district, academic, all state, which that's awesome. Summa cum laude honors, and you got a 30 on your ACT, the Polite Character Award, and the Patriot Award from Operation Bugle Boy. Talk about those.
So yeah, all those baseball awards, all conference and all district, I got those all my senior year because it was really the only year I started. And 30 on the ACT, summa cum laude. I mean, I tried really hard in high school, and maybe a little too hard in retrospect, but I'm pretty proud of those. And then polite. Um, I just I don't I try to be the best person I can at school and try to be nice. But the award I'm probably most proud of is the Patriot Award from Operation Bugle Boy, which they normally only give out to one student every year,
Hmm.
but this year they gave it out to two students from Blair Oaks, me and another girl named Avery Shinneberg.
Hmm.
You guys might have had her in the magazine
Yep.
before.
Yep.
But I feel like I'm most proud of that one because they give it to the student who has the most collective service among the entire organization throughout the all their years of high school. So I'm really proud of that one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great, great job on that. Um, one of the things, like you were saying, is uh, going through the different times, taking advantage of the moment that you would get to get on the field, and then your senior year being able to accomplish some of the things that you were wanting to do. Why don't you talk about your teammates and how they inspired you to be better?
Well, all my teammates that I've had over the years, we've all been friends since a lot of us have gone to the same school since like middle school. So there's a lot of camaraderie there, but even on the field, like everybody wants each other to do their best. Obviously, there's a little bit of competition, and that kind of pushes you to do better, and a little bit of like wanting to play over that guy. But all in all, especially after last year and during last year when we won state, everybody was just wanting everybody to do their best no matter who was playing because we all had that common goal. And so I feel like that in itself just made me want to play better, made everybody want to play better.
Mhm. How many seniors did you have on the team this year?
We had like 17 or 18, and so that was a small problem with the team too.
Yeah.
To play, but I feel like I've I don't know, all the guys, we all love each other so much, and
Yeah.
yeah.
You kind of described yourself as a steady and a quiet leader. Um, what kind of legacy did you feel like you left behind?
I feel like I was always just the guy who would get stuff ready for practice and who would do all the small things and try to be his best every day. Like when you come down to practice from school, and then there's the buckets of baseballs, the tees, the L thing to get out. I would always try to get as much of that as I could, and I try to on the field. I try to do my best every pitch, and I feel like just doing that, I would hope other people would join me in just trying to do as much as they could for the team.
Hmm. We talked about, your different positions that you played and why you like third base so much, but where did you typically bat in the lineup? I mean, I know obviously that probably changed around, but what was your typical spot?
Uh, I wasn't the best hitter, so I spent a lot of time at the bottom of the lineup. But for like 1 week, I got put in that top three in the rotation or in the
Hmm.
lineup. But yeah, most of the time I was sitting like 6 through 9.
Hmm. That's an important spot too because
Hmm.
you know, you getting on base in those positions is going to also help with the front of the lineup coming up again, and being able to for them to be able to get some RBIs because you get on base. So every spot in there is important. So,
Hmm.
were you a contact or a power hitter or both?
Um, Depending on what year you asked me, I'd say power and contact. I remember my sophomore year when I was playing JV, I was mashing baseballs, but
Uh,
I'd say I'm more of a contact hitter, or even I'd just say I'm scrappy at the plate.
yeah,
I'd get hit, I'd walk, I'd do anything to try to get on base.
yeah. The getting hit part, yeah, I had my share of those too. And I
Uh-huh.
don't know if you see here, but I hit my own head on something when I was bent over and picking it up. And, since I don't have any hair, you got a lot of hair. I don't have any hair, and it leaves a mark now.
Yeah.
Um, why don't you talk a little bit about were there any other sports or activities that you did during different time throughout high school?
In high school, baseball was really the only sport I played, but I
Hmm.
involved myself a lot, and I guess my senior year I got involved in student council, but then
Hmm.
I was in Operation Bugle Boy and National Honor Society too.
Yeah.
A lot of service oriented things.
Yeah, and that's obvious by that award that you received. And again, congratulations on that. I know that they are very careful in their selection, and for both you and Avery to get that, that's pretty
Hmm.
amazing. You'll be able to hold on to that for a long time.
Oh yeah, it'll go up in a office space someday.
Yeah. Uh, how have you been able to stay confident through different times you considered to be more of a difficulty or a challenge? How are you able to stay confident through those times?
Um, I kind of just think that everybody goes through stuff like that, and especially in baseball, like everybody says that it's like you can fail 70% of the time and you're one of the best. So, and a lot of it's faking it. Like you got to kind of fake your confidence to have confidence in yourself, and eventually it all works out.
You're exactly right. I mean, if you're doing what you do with confidence, they're not going to have any idea that it's any different. So that's good.
Hmm.
Uh, all right, so we've flown through this first part of the interview. We'll take a quick break here, but I want to just remind anybody that's watching, if you guys want to make any comments or if you have questions for Cole, feel free to do that. We'd love to hear from you on the program as well. So, um, again, we're talking tonight to Cole Ortbals, former Blair Oaks Falcon and future Missouri Army National Guard recruit. So, and we'll get into that in the second half here, but. Good job, Cole. I will see you in just a few moments.
Yep.
has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, CNS Employment Solutions, they do a fantastic job right here in mid-Missouri, making sure that people that are looking for jobs find the employers that are needing to fill a job, and then also helping those employers be able to find good, qualified candidates to fill those positions. Paula Benny and her team, they've been a sponsor of the program for pretty much the 10 years that we have been in existence, and also they've been the sponsor of this program the entire time that we've been live. 200, I think I looked like 235 videos or something like that now. So thank you guys for being consistent and joining us and encouraging these student athletes, and just by your presence and comments and different things. We really appreciate you taking the time to do that. We also want to give a shout out to Big Whiskeys. They are the sponsor for the Coach of the Issue, and every issue they help us to tell a story of a mid-Missouri coach that is really pouring into our student athletes, and we appreciate them being able to recognize those people. They put in a lot of time and they put in a lot of effort, and they deserve to be recognized. So again, thank you to CNS Employment Solutions and also to Big Whiskeys. All right, we've been talking to Cole Ortbals, and we're going to go ahead and get started with the second half of our interview. Cole, thanks for still being here and not hanging up on me. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I fortunately that's never happened, but it's good to have you on here. And you talked a little bit about your coach a little bit earlier, Coach Mike D'Amelia. How did he help make you better?
Well, he's been my coach since little league or middle school time, and back then, just to make me better, he just encouraged us all to have the most fun we could because that's the main goal. And then in high school, he just had so much confidence in us that you would go out there and you would be your best because he thought you could. And so a lot of that, and then a lot of his coaching is with the mental game. And so him teaching us how to control our emotions on the field and use that part of our game to make us better.
Before we talk a little bit more about him, why don't you quickly share if there's any other coaches that you want to give a shout out to for the time that they put in?
Yeah, let me see. Coach Bush Jost, he's always been the little chill guy on the team. He'll tell you when you're doing stuff right, and he'll help you when you're doing stuff wrong. Coach Wise, same thing. Both of them have all been very helpful to me. Kevin Hagner is the goofiest person I've ever met in my life, and he's the comedic relief for the team. He's got some pretty crazy stories that he's told us. And then, yeah.
Okay, very good. So you talked a little bit about Coach D'Amelia and how he had been coaching your summer ball teams, but he couldn't do it your eighth grade year. Um, was there really any kind of a difference between his coaching during that earlier time and then when you got to high school? Were there any adjustments that you had to make? Was it different? That's I guess what I'm looking for.
Uh, no, not really. A lot of the fundamentals he teaches are the same. Even the middle game in the middle school era of my playing days, I was a little bit of a hothead, and so he worked with me a long time trying to get me to calm down and chill out on the baseball field. So, but no, not really. It's always been kind of the same, and I think that's why he's had a lot of success over his career.
Yeah, absolutely. How did he help motivate you? I know you said that you kind of had to bide your time until you got into the starting rotation. how did he help continue to motivate you to give your best and improve while you were waiting for those opportunities?
Um, like I said earlier, he just always had confidence in us, and he would let us know that. And so he'd always tell us that, like, we're almost there. You're right there. Just work on this, get a little bit better at this, and he'd always tell us what we're doing right, and reinforce that a lot.
Okay, and with having that, would you say that what would you say your relationship with him was? It just mostly coach, or would you say that he was maybe more of like a mentor type of person, or how would you describe him?
I'd say you kind of have two relationships with him. I mean, obviously he's your coach, and you gotta respect him and do what he tells you to. Him on the other side, like at school, he's your teacher. You know, you've had him as a teacher for 4 years, and he's been a staff member at the school. And then outside of school and baseball, I mean, you can talk to him about just about anything. So, I mean, he's all around. He's just a great guy, and a lot of people. There's a lot of controversy with him as a coach, as any coach does, but I'm pretty fond of him.
Well, and I know he's fond of you too, so that's great to have that relationship and that trust. Again, I want to, and as we're continuing on with the rest of the interview, I want to encourage anybody, if you have any comments or if you do have questions, feel free to put those in the comment section. We would love to hear from you. And we've been talking to Cole tonight about his baseball career. I want to, before we get into what you're getting ready to do next, what's your summer been like? What are some of the things that you've been doing?
I've kind of just been trying to work as much as I can, chilling out a lot, watching a TV show. I'm really just trying to soak it all in before I get sent off to basic training and have my whole life kind of flipped around on me. But yeah, doing a lot of
Okay.
work.
So let's go ahead and talk about that. What was it that helped you with your decision to serve in the National Guard?
Well, that all kind of started about a year and a half ago, and I was raking leaves with Operation Bugle Boy, and I've honestly always had a little thing in the back of my mind saying something to do with the military. But I was raking leaves, and then the president of Operation Bugle Boy, I was just talking with him while we were doing it, and he said if he could restart his career, he'd join the National Guard. And he was telling me a little bit about that, and so that week I talked to my recruiter at school when he came to visit, and talked to him for a bit, and then after a while, I was like, I don't know if this is the thing for me. And then I went on a field trip to the Highway Patrol one day with the school, and I fell in love with that immediately. But then obviously you can't do that until you're 21, and you can't join the academy. And so until then, I have this gap that I have to fill. And then I actually thought about the Marines for a minute, and they kind of lured me in a little bit with the uniform. You know how that
Uh-huh.
goes. And ultimately, I texted my National Guard recruiter, Charlie Davis, again, and it was kind of, I guess he played a little recruiter tricks on me too, because I felt like just like that I was enlisted. But
Uh-huh.
it'll be great for me. It'll help me out a lot, and yeah, that's why I'm
Yeah.
doing it.
Charlie was not wanting to let you go. He figured I better snatch him up quick before the Marines get him.
No, he was persistent.
Yeah. Oh, good. Well, before we go further, thank you for your commitment to serve our country, and we just really appreciate that. That's why we every July, August issue we feature student athletes that are going into military service, and we just want to say thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Uh, so, what are you looking forward to during your enlistment, and what will you be focusing on?
Um, there's a lot that's going to happen over the. I have a 6-year contract with the National Guard, so really I'm excited to learn about my job in the National Guard. I'm a small arms repairman, And so shooting guns and hunting is a big hobby of mine. So learning a little bit more about the weapons that I can use and how to fix them, repair them, help my friends and family when they need that kind of stuff. That'll be probably my favorite part.
Okay. Uh, so, tell us about your competitive drive and how you push yourself, and how's that going to transition into your future career?
I just think that I always want to be the best at anything I'm doing and not in like a like cocky kind of way. I just want to do the best that I can for myself to try and impress myself and um, do all that. And I feel like that'll transition pretty well to the military and the academy and the highway patrol because obviously that's what they want and that's what you should do if you're in the military serving this country and serving and protecting civilians every day. And I feel like it'll help me out a lot.
Yeah, that's obvious that you are a hard worker, not only through athletics, but you are also a hard worker in your education, and um, that's that's very commendable, and I think that's going to serve you very well.
Hmm.
Um, Again, anybody that's watching, I see quite a few of you on here. Feel free. Okay, look at that. Right when I was saying it, perfect timing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. Charlie Davis says one of the best applicants I have had the privilege of working with because he weighed his options, didn't rush to a decision, researched how it would benefit his future, and genuinely cares about serving others. That's great, Charlie. Thank you for sharing that. And you did a good job getting him in there. Mandy Engelbrecht says the Engelbrecht family is extremely proud of you. And
Wow.
all
I
right,
know Mandy. I actually went to a concert with her son on Saturday.
okay, awesome.
Hmm.
Okay, Charlie's coming back. No recruiter tricks were needed because he did his research. All right, very good.
He did his part.
Yep, that's the rest of the story. We got it right there. Thanks, Charlie. Thank you, Mandy. Oh, so what concert did you go see?
I went to a Jason Aldean concert.
Okay, very good. Where was
My
that at?
first concert ever. It was pretty cool. It was at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater.
Okay, awesome. Um, what have you enjoyed about your time at Blair Oaks High School? What are some fond memories there?
Um, Picking out one memory is kind of hard, but I think just my favorite thing about Blair Oaks in general is the whole community and how everyone roots for each other. And if even if like say the band goes to state and you don't know that much about the band, or the football team goes to state and you don't really care about football, you everybody's rooting for them to do their best, and there's not really any like anyone trying to drag them down. And it's great to see everybody just cheering for each other and everybody doing their best.
Yeah, and so you also your teachers and administrators, what did you appreciate about them and how they helped you with your education?
I mean, they all genuinely care about you, and I feel like it's something that you can't really find any other place. I feel like Blair Oaks is so special, and the staff and the coaches are unlike anything I've even heard of
Hmm.
from other schools around here, at least.
I'm trying to think in my head here real quick. When did they transition from the old high school to the new one?
It was my they did it the summer before my freshman year, so we were the
Okay,
first class to go to the new high school.
okay. That was probably pretty special, wasn't
Yeah, well, we got lucky and unlucky at the same time. They're
it?
adding the new addition to the back, and we won't get that. So,
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry to bring up a painful subject. Didn't mean to do that.
oh no,
Let's
I'll
see.
see it when I
Yeah,
visit as an alumni, I guess.
that's right. Let's see. Tiffany Fitzpatrick said Cole is an amazing young man. We are proud of him. Thank you, Tiffany.
Oh, Luke Fitzpatrick was one of my coaches,
All
and I
right.
feel really horrible for not giving him a shout out.
Well, why don't you give him a shout out now?
Shout out to Luke Fitzpatrick, and he was also a board member for my senior year too. I think he's the president
Okay,
of the school board.
awesome. Lisa Ernst says, proud of you, Cole.
That is my girlfriend's mom.
All
So
right. It is
thank you,
good. It
Lisa.
is so good that the girlfriend's mom is proud of you. I mean, that's
Mhm.
good news right there.
I've worked pretty hard winning him over.
Okay. Well, I think you're doing a good job. Mandy
Uh,
says, go Arsenal. So thanks,
hmm
Mandy. Okay, so we've talked about school and what you've appreciated about the teachers and administration. Who else inspires you to be the best version of yourself, and how have they impacted you?
If I had to pick one person, I'd say Coach Holtmeyer, Coach Nathan Holtmeyer. He's
Hmm.
the history teacher at school. He's history and civics teacher, and I look up to him in a lot of ways. I think that that's in the article also.
Hmm.
He just leads by example with his family faith and just his general outlook on life and his advice. It's how I want to live
Yeah,
in a not like weird kind of, but he's just a good role model. He's a
yeah,
good mentor.
very good. You mentioned about your article again, and I forgot to mention this. If anybody hasn't seen a printed version and you want to get one, we've got them located at Hy-Vee in Jefferson City, and then at Cal Thriftway in California. And if you can't find them there and you want one, holler at me. I can make sure I can get you one. If you like to just look at the digital copy, you can go to sportslockermagazine.com and you can check it out on there. There's also on the cover of the magazine and as well in the digital edition, there's a quick little video that's in the QR code, and it shows some of the different photographs that didn't make it into the article, but there's some additional photographs that you can see from the photo shoot. And again, Cole did a great job with that. Okay, so here's good news right here, Cole. Lisa says he's definitely won us over. Outstanding young man. So you're doing a good job.
Awesome.
All right. Why don't you tell us about your family and what they mean to you?
Um, I my family they're great. They all support me in everything I do, any and everything I do. And I know there's times where I've come home from baseball and I want to kick myself as hard as I can or punish myself as much as I can. And my mom's always been that kind of calming factor, and she lets me know that everything's all right. Like stuff happens. You can't win every game. You can't make every play. You can't be too hard on yourself, or else it'll happen again. And yeah, my family's always been there for me, and I can't ask for anything more from them.
Tell us a little bit about your mom and what has she meant to you, and um, the good job that she's done as far as raising you.
I mean, she means everything to me. She's the most special person in my life. She'd do anything for me, and I'd probably do anything for her. And yeah,
Okay. You
pretty
know,
simple.
yeah, that's good. But this is good because mom's going to be able to pull this up whenever she just needs to see her son saying something nice about her. She can pull this up anytime and she'll be able to relive that. So,
And I can pull it up if she feels the opposite.
yeah, exactly. You said,
Hmm
Mom, remember I said that. That's great. Uh, you talked a little bit about your plans after you complete your service to join the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Talk about that and what really drew you to that.
The patrol, I feel like just the tradition and the honor that within it that I got to see, and all the career options within it just really drew me in. I feel like deep down I've always wanted to do something like that, and it just took me to kind of live it and see it in person.
We had a really good friend of ours. He used to live here in Jefferson City, and he was a captain for the Highway Patrol. And I think that was what is the highest position in Missouri for the Highway Patrol?
The colonel or the superintendent.
Yeah, he was at that spot at the time that he lived here. So he's a great man and a great character, and that's what I know you're going to do well with that because you have great character and work ethic, and one of the things that you were talking about earlier is respect, and it seems to me that you're very respectful. So
Mhm.
you're going to do well with that. You will do well with that, and you've done well with this interview. You've gone through all of the different questions, and so I'm going to just take just a couple minutes to find out a little bit more in detail some of the different things. And some of you that are watching, you might point out if it's something different than what he says, but we're just going to try to get the inside scoop. What is your favorite go-to snack or meal after you were done with a baseball game or practice?
Um, I honestly I wouldn't eat that much after. I can't think of any one thing that I would be my go-to, but a lot of times we'd go eat out at Mexican or Trace in town or just right up the street.
Uh-huh. What's the favorite dish that your mom makes?
She makes this Cajun chicken pasta with
Hmm.
penne noodles, and
Okay.
it's really good.
All right.
And you can meal prep it for the week.
Okay. Mom, make sure you get that done before he goes off to boot camp. Okay. He needs
Hmm.
to have at least one last time, right? Uh, are you a dessert person? You like ice cream or cake or pie or any of those things?
My mom would say I'm not a sweets person, and I don't like to indulge that much, but I'd say I'm a sucker for cookies and cream,
Hmm.
ice cream.
Okay. Is there a favorite place that you get that from?
Ice cream factory is pretty good.
Okay.
Central Dairy, Cold Stone, any one of them, where
Okay.
whichever
Just
one's
cookies and
open.
cream, right? That's right.
Or cake batter.
Yeah. Some of those flavors I look at and I was like, man, there is no way that would be just way too sweet. But I know
Hmm.
my grandkids, they would be all on that. So um, if there's anywhere in the world you could go, where would that be and why?
Hmm. I think I'd go somewhere up north, like Minnesota or Wyoming. I want to go. I'm into hunting and fishing. I'd want to do
Hmm.
something like that and see the mountains. And I've been to Colorado before, so I'll go up
Okay.
north a little bit.
Yeah. So my daughter and son-in-law. I don't think my son-in-law was there for the photo shoot. I think it was my daughter and I. But they just moved from Colorado not long ago, and the guy that my son-in-law works for, he's a big-time hunter, and he's actually
Hmm.
putting together, I think, a hunting and fishing lodge there outside of Delta, Colorado. So um, maybe we'll have to tell them to hook you up to be able to go to
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but
that. I'll set it for you. We'll tell Katie and Jay. Let's see.
okay.
We got a shout out to Sister Lydia the baker. Highly recommends cowgirl confections for your parties. All right. Thank you,
She
Mandy.
does have her own business, and
Uh,
she makes cake pops, cake bars, any baked good you can think of. She can probably make it. And
so
yeah,
this is your sister? Is that what she's saying?
yeah. My sister Lydia, she has her own. Yeah,
Okay. What do talk a little bit about her. What's your relationship been like, and what do you appreciate about her?
well, we kind of have that typical brother sister. We fight a lot, but we're coming around. We're getting there. We're making we're getting along a lot better than we used to. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
How much older is
But
she than you?
she's younger than me,
She's younger.
actually.
Okay. All
Uh-huh.
right.
Yeah.
Very good.
So yeah, it's I'm actually pretty proud of her that she has her own thing going.
Yeah,
It's
that's
pretty
great.
cool. She
Very
hasn't
good.
asked me to join or in on any of the profit yet, but
Taste testing. Do you get to at least do that?
too much. I kind of don't like cake pops anymore.
Okay. All right. Let's not take Cole's word for it. Let's just go off of what Mandy's recommendation was. That's good.
They're good. They're good. I'm just getting a little tired of them.
Yeah. No, I understand that. Okay, so this will be the last speed round question, and this is a big one. What was your least favorite chore to do around the house and why?
I I hate doing dishes so much. I feel like I'm always washing my hands and then I forget something that I have to clean or put away, or it's awful.
Well, if we were to do some type of a family feud on here and, survey says doing dishes would be the number one answer. That's typically what everybody says. They don't like doing dishes. So you come
Hmm.
you're right in a long line of people that don't like to do dishes. So that's all right. I
Yeah,
want to give you
I
a
do my own laundry. I take the trash out whenever I want to, anyway.
yeah,
And yeah, no dishes for me.
no dishes. Okay. All right. And that's another thing, Mom. If at all possible, hopefully he doesn't have to do too many dishes before he leaves. So it'll be a fond memory, right?
Hmm.
All right, Cole, you've done a great job. I want to give you an opportunity that if there's any additional shout outs or anything that you want to share before we close out the program.
Yeah, I talked a lot about Operation Bugle Boy. Shout out to Chris Jarbo.
Hmm.
He's been an inspiration in his own ways for patriotism, and I guess I kind of owe my career in the National Guard to him a little bit for
Hmm.
prompting me the idea. And shout out my mom and sister again,
Okay.
once again. And
Well,
Cowgirl Confections, go check her out.
there you go. Good job. You did well. We'll give
Hmm.
applause for you there.
Thank you.
All right. I'll close out the program, but I want to have you hold on. I'll just quickly visit with you afterwards. And then I appreciate you coming on and taking your time. And again, we deeply appreciate your service to our country. And we wish you well in that and success in the
Yeah,
highway patrol once you get to that point. So,
yeah, it was fun.
yeah, well,
So
great
thank
job.
you.
And yes, I will see you in just a moment.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching the program tonight. And we had Cole Ortbals on with us, and he's getting ready to go into the Missouri Army National Guard. And just thankful that we were able to catch him before he went to his boot camp. And if you would just be, pray for him, and as well as other service members. We really uh, like to do a shout out to them during this July August issue for Sports Locker magazine. Again, thanks for joining us. Feel free to share and like the program. I will also have it posted on YouTube after I'm done with the program tonight. You can feel free to share it with family, friends, different people that you know. We'd love to have their input as well. All right. Thanks again for joining us tonight. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, and this is One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra. And God bless you, and I will see you next week.